Hi there everyone, thanks to my new subscribers and to my old subscribers. So today I'm going to do another general on your relationship situation. How do they feel towards the collective? How do they feel towards my audience, the collective? So this person's really irritated because they feel you're with someone else. And it's causing a lot of sadness in them. Particularly they feel you're with someone younger. Because they're an older person, I feel. Than the other person that they feel takes an interest in you, because it's just a thought. I don't feel it's anything that has any basis to it. I feel it's just this jealousy that they have about you in general. And they felt that they were moving forward with you quite quickly in the past. They felt like something was going somewhere, and then it was torn apart for some reason. So I feel that their confidence has really been cut down by what they perceive to be a betrayal by you, generally, and with someone in particular. So they're just getting over that feeling that they've been done in by you. So now they're up in their feelings, because this person has to connect with a younger part of themselves to acknowledge that sadness. It's like this was a long-term thing for them, and this doesn't necessarily mean it was a long-term thing for you. There seemed to be a very quick turnaround in this connection. So if it was a long-term association, it was on their side, it's not on your side. It's a quicker association on your side, or shorter term. But there could be some mutual type of energy there. We have known each other forever, but I just get it's either one or the other. And it comes up as them being the person that had to do something about their feelings and felt they did something and felt things were going somewhere, and then they just fell apart again. But that's the karma. That's the karma for not doing the right thing by you in the first place. So they're thinking about what went wrong in the present, and what went wrong in the past when they were a younger person. And they feel that what went wrong in the past was they were with people that were negative, and they were in a more positive frame of mind when they were younger, but there were people around questioning their connection with you, and they picked up on that. But what's happened is, it's because they didn't follow through with their heart's intention to make things right with you, to make it good, and to indulge in those love feelings for you, and to make something out of it, to make something out of the love they felt for you. They're feeling very disappointed in themselves and almost heartbroken, but they are trying to keep positive. It's like they have good moments and bad moments where they can lift themselves out of their negativity, and then they fall back into it. But this person kind of lies to themselves. They lie to themselves because their situation, they may have grown in maturity or grown in leadership, or in their mind, become a more mature, well-rounded person. But the company they keep is still very negative. It's very dark, very backstabbing, and I feel that this person hates the people around them, but also likes to be the better person within the group they found themselves in, when they're really no better than their friendships. The friendships they're amongst, they're really no better than them. But they think themselves, because they've achieved something, I feel this person's achieved something within their sphere, and they think they're better than the company they keep, but they're not. And if they were with you, they would definitely be better than the company they keep, because you're a different person altogether. But they're not. So this is all karmic. These are all karmic cards. I'm not saying this is a karmic person, but they made a choice at some point, and they made a choice to betray you. And that betrayal is in love. They betrayed their feelings for you by choosing a toxic people to keep company with. Because they felt that they could control the environment around them, but they couldn't. All these people do have become more negative. So whoever they think they are in their minds, whatever they think they've achieved, is diminished by these people that are around them. And the worst is yet to come for this person. The reason, I know that you think to yourself, you are kind of on some level, because this person was a soulmate in the past, heavenly soulmate in the past, but ruined it for you both by listening to people that weren't worth their while. Spirit's not bringing you together. Because there's too much karma attached to whatever this person did amongst that group of people. I think it, sitting here watching these cards, I feel it was a hidden betrayal. You just weren't aware. And then when things looked like they were going somewhere between you, you were the one to turn the swords on them. Because there's something about their betrayal that you recognized. You recognized it straight away. And so I feel that you decided to break your own heart with this person. And so that would explain why you're watching this reading, because you still want there to be hope between you. You still want there to be love and romance and healing. But that's into the future. It's not now. Now, life isn't being kind to them. And honestly, looking at these cards, life probably shouldn't be kind to them, given that they betrayed your trust, and they betrayed the love between you, and they betrayed their intention towards you. So there's reconciliation into the future. Because this person has ambition. They need to step away from those karmic ties to realize their ambition. They do need to do that, otherwise this thing's not going anywhere. But it says that it's possible, that there's going to be another reconciliation between you. After mulling in their sadness, mulling in their heartbreak, being a more conscious person about what they did. And it wasn't nice. These cards remind me of the silent assassin. This person was a silent assassin towards you, and they betrayed their own love for you. So it's heavy stuff. And I can see why you fail to tolerate it. You just don't tolerate it anymore. You put it in its place. But you don't want to be the person also here that is like them, and that's why I feel you're giving this person a second chance into the future. They felt things were really moving forward quite well between you. They really thought that things were okay. But it ended quite suddenly. Again, they tried to stand back up on their pulpit. They tried to regain their kingdom with you, because you're the queen. You're the queen in their life. You always have been. If you didn't know that, you know it now. You have always been the queen in this person's life. But they didn't, even the Empress even. You're an Empress to this person. They're missing their Empress. And so they sometimes feel sick, lovesick about that. So sometimes they're lovesick, and sometimes they are very sad. Sometimes they become very sad, and other times they try to ward off those karmic consequences. They really try to do that. They try to fight their feelings in other instances. They try to fight their feelings. But the energies are catching up with them. The universal energies aren't letting them get away with whatever they betrayed you with. They betrayed you with a person, that's for sure, a very toxic person, and we've seen that in another reading. They betrayed you with a toxic, very toxic person. They betrayed you by becoming a cheat. They betrayed you by saying things about you that weren't nice behind your back. They betrayed you by trying to bring some type of sadness into your world by leaving you without them. But it's a delusion. Like, this person has like mental, I feel this person has mental health issues from whatever they did to hurt you. But also those mental health issues have been impacted by the people they've been around, because they haven't been true to themselves. You know, you can have a state of mind which is a natural state of mind. You know, you can have a pathology, but this is more than that. It's like they didn't give themselves a chance to heal, give themselves a chance to love. They just went with a crowd that would impact those negative feelings about you, and consequently put them into a state of confusion that caused there to be angst in their life. And the angst can be looked at on many different levels. I feel part of it is these people coached your person into a cheating mentality. Your person also slept with someone very toxic and was with them for a very long time. Somebody who could be very sharp with them or be very controlling of them, for one, but weren't in and used to encourage them into something that wasn't kosher. This person wanted total control over your person, and your person would sleep around on this person quite a bit, but that was something expected of them by the, could you call it third party? There has to be a third party in here somewhere. We'll call it this person a third party. It's hard to say what they were. But also they got together with this person because they wanted to climb the ranks, or they wanted to be promoted in some way, because there's a work or career association here. So if this person's still very present in your person's life and is going to turn that sword severely on your person, it's going to betray them really badly. I feel that it will force them out of the career they're in. Because ultimately their decision to sleep with this person was a short-term solution. It wasn't a long-term solution. And so, as I said in a previous reading, these swords are turning on them. I feel it makes them grow up and recognize their folly. That's one thing they do, because they seem to sit there in a chair, just crying and crying and crying, but having this feeling that they're a bigger person than the situation that they found themselves in. So that it tells me that their ego has been bolstered by the affair they had with this person and the experiences they've ultimately had um, during the time they've been apart from you. But their decision to sleep with this person was based on promotion, wanting to promote their own situation, whether that's a relationship or whether that's a person that could help them in some way within their career context. They had taken a decision to engage with this toxic state of mind to bolster their own fortunes. And so their ego has been built up, but their situations have been torn down because the energy is too toxic here. And you're confused because you're like, well, I didn't get it, because I thought this person was on my level. I thought this person was good for me. They seemed to be a very good character. But now I'm recognizing things or seeing things about them that I just don't like. Those qualities and those traits that I respected them for have been diminished to me. And I want to give this a go with them. But I have nothing more to give. That's your attitude. I have nothing more to give this person or this situation, whether it's a long-term situation or short-term. You don't have anything to give this energy. The reason you don't have anything to give this energy is because they're part of the reason that you were put into a situation with other people that weren't nice. Now, whether that's the experience of life or just having to deal with negative situations and negative relationships, makeups and breakups, this person was meant to be a solid in your life. They were meant to be a long-term partner. And they ruined it. And so you're intolerant here. You didn't want to take the stand that you took. And that's why you're listening to this reading. You're still holding out a bit of hope for them. You want there to be a reconciliation. They want there to be a reconciliation. But their attitude and the situation they've found themselves in is too toxic for you. And that's why you've let it go. And it's not as if it's in your face here. It's like it's a little bit vague. It's like you recognize it and it becomes like a strong reality to you, and then it fades. So it's not really something very strong, but it's something that you got a glimpse of and decided against straight away. So it means that you've been through something on your own. You've been through something on your own. And what you recognized was that this person wasn't helping that situation. And so that's why you've taken a very firm stand about cutting them off. But they will continue to believe that they're the bigger person. And in many respects, their ego has been fed. They have found a status in life which is elevated, but there are things happening which will again diminish that status for them. That will change what they think of themselves. So the answer is that yes, you're still holding out hope for one another into the future, but this person's attitude isn't good enough for a reconciliation between you. They feel they can make that happen, but the karma keeps creeping back in. So something they did was heavy, because you don't attract this type of karma if they've learned their lessons and they're willing to make it right with you. You just don't do that. But it's not only an external karma, like a universal karma, it's an internal turmoil. So this person has been wrecked by the company they kept, has been wrecked by the affair they had with this head honcho who just wanted to use and abuse. It's also indicative of somebody who's really been wrecked by the system they found themselves in. So this person, in many respects, kids themselves about you. And they have a deep love for you, as deep as the ocean. But they betrayed that love and they betrayed your trust. And it says to me that they will keep doing that because their mental health isn't right. Their mental health is quite bad now because of the experiences of the past. People confusing them and getting involved with toxic individuals. And being involved with toxic individuals for a very long time, to squeeze something out of them that just wasn't worthwhile to begin or end with. And that was maybe a mid-tier job or a mid-tier status, something like that. They thought it would bring them bigger and better things, or a leadership role, or if they're already in a leadership role, which it says they have been in the past, they thought it would elevate them again. So this is a person that's ambitious, that's been blinded by ambition, that's been affected by ambition, and that will betray you with that ambition. So the universal energies are saying, in that respect, it's not true love, but it was in the past. So they're holding on to somebody or something that doesn't exist anymore. They think it exists and they've convinced themselves that it exists. But that thought they have about it is a delusion. What they think they are as a person, or what they feel they're seen as out there in the world, is a delusion. They're no longer big. They're no longer big time. They're small time. But their egos have been fed so much by these toxic individuals, falsely fed, not genuinely fed, because they wanted to get something out of it for themselves, and what they wanted to get out of it was a cheap fling, and cheap control over your person, because they were there. They were simply there in front of them. And they were an opportunity they didn't want to miss. So these toxic individuals have changed your person, first of all, but also affected your person. So you'll never get consistent behavior from your person anymore. You'll get inconsistent behavior. And it has everything to do with karma. So that's why you're confused. Because sometimes this person does show that they're mature and they're loving towards you and they have a genuine feeling towards you. Sometimes they do come across as that, but it can never be taken truthfully because of the mental state they're in, which is very confused, it's like they're flea bitten. That's what I get from this. They're flea bitten. They can't be the person that they want to be for you anymore. And you've cut this person off in that knowledge, but you doubt yourself in this connection. You doubt yourself in love with them because you're the genuine party. You're not the traitor. And what they are is the traitor. And so you know they're a traitor because you've cut them off pretty firmly. But you're holding on to something. You're holding on to something here. You're holding on to the part of themselves they know they can be. Part of themselves you wish they could be. But not the part of themselves that you know them to be in reality. And the part of themselves that you saw just recently, where you were willing to move things forward with them in the same way that they were willing to move things forward for you. I mean, they must have been able to clear some of this energy to get to that point, but it's too hard. This person that they had the affair with or were in a third party arrangement with has total control over their soul now. They don't think they do, because in their mind, they have their top shit. In their mind, they control the arena, but it's not. They never had control of their lives when they let this person into it. Somebody and this person will use every type of tactic to control your person. One of the tactics they would use is to bring somebody in that's younger to entice your person. Why would they do that? I feel because they want to keep them hooked. It's a person that desires total control. So this person will just want to keep your person hooked. But they will cut down their ego. So they will betray them within, it says it's within a career environment, they will betray them within that environment. Because the connection was flimsy, wasn't based on much. It was like a very empty sexual arrangement. Even if they had something together, even if they had family together, it was empty. It was a very empty arrangement for this person. But in most cases, generally, this is about a person that had an affair with somebody that wants total control over their lives. So if it says that your person achieved something here, but can never be whole because they fell into a situation with somebody who wanted total control over them and never wanted to let go. Your person could probably keep their position here by the looks of things, but it's a push and pull situation. It's like the one that wants total control over your person pushes, your person pushes back, and it just causes, just builds more karma, makes your person more mentally unstable, more catty. Your person's becoming extremely catty. They were around people that were very catty and they're becoming extremely catty. So it's a push-pull. It is a push-pull situation, but the person they had the affair with or the relationship has every intention to cut your person down to size. It's every intention to get what it is they intended to get, and what they intended to get was money. They intended to get money. Maybe in some circumstances, but not all, this person's buying their silence. Because there must be something that is a no-no. Something's a no-no about this situation. It involves somebody very deceptive. So this person was encouraged into the connection with your person to keep, because this man wanted control over your person. Even though they were the much stronger entity, your person was a much stronger entity, but so much was thrown at it just for this control. The person that wanted ultimate control over your person had to go to somebody stronger to ensure that control mechanism stayed in place. So somebody very obsessed with your person. Yeah. And it's almost the perfect crime here. It's the perfect crime. Because your person thought they were following their ambition, thought they were following their dick, thought they were being the big person, getting a good job, being promoted, but it was all under false pretenses because this person wanted ultimate control over your person. And they understand they've done wrong because they cry and they just sit there and they cry all day. They understand they've done something wrong against you. They understand that there's something wrong about this situation now because they're so disappointed in themselves. And it's to the point where they are betraying their own, they betray their own father for this situation, to get this situation right. That's how bad it is. It's caused so much disappointment as well. Because it's like, it's the father figure. This person has a father figure around who has to take control of the situation, and they can push back on whatever's happened to your person. They can do that. The father figure can do that, either through their advice or through being strong for them, or being able to talk equally to the people that hurt your person, or but the father figure doesn't understand how deep that shit is. It's if your person's willing to step out of the toxic state of mind, or has the ability to heal the toxic state of mind and the confusion, and you know, it could be just pathological where they have mental illness and they keep falling back into bad habits. That's quite possible. But also, I feel these cards indicate that it's a self-loathing, it's superficial, it's a superficial state of mind. It's something that they would be able to get themselves out of if they're willing to step away from the toxic environment, if they're willing to push back on the woman or man they had an affair with that just wanted to ultimately control them and take them down, that they would be able to heal from their irritation, this confused and irritated state of mind, if they just stepped away from the shit. But they are the shit now. That's what I'm trying to say. Maybe in some respects they are the shit now, and they can never emancipate themselves from it, because the dirt has rubbed off on them. You know, this person is in a high position. This person that wanted to take them down is in a pretty high position. Aggressive, assuming, invasive, very inquisitorial person, would want to find out everything about your person, to plot something around them to enable them to be able to initiate that control. And the father figure is strong enough to push back, but they're at a stage where, because they have to rely on a family member here to help them. They have to rely on somebody somebody else they respect in their life, and to me that's a father figure. So, but the father figure has their own problems, you know, personal problems. Is dealing with things, health issues, that sort of thing. So they can only do so much, and this enemy is powerful, really powerful. Yeah, but somebody who can get very angry, can get very aggressive, but also can weaken very quickly if they're confronted with karmic justice. If they're confronted with karmic justice, they weaken pretty quickly, pretty easily. But what's wrong here is this person's found a burrow, they hide themselves. They tend to burrow themselves. You know, they're like a mole. They'll come up to the surface. Then if they see any trouble, they will burrow themselves down again. You know, I feel that this person wanted to destroy your person because they saw the leadership potential in them. They saw an enemy in their midst, and they decided to use use tactics to initiate that control over your person. So they've been dealing with something on all levels. So that's why they're upset and they cry and they cry and they cry, because no one understands the situation they're in, but they found themselves in the situation and they slept with some ugly that they shouldn't have slept with, and you know, they were in that relationship for a while because they were dead inside, because they'd been with shitty people, and they just felt they were at one with the shit, so they diverted all their energies to their career, and they decided to take on board a toxic relationship just to maintain something that wasn't worth their while. And this person, the enemy in their midst, knew all that. They didn't really have a chance. Just provoked all their vulnerabilities and took them down. Okay, so how do you fit into all this? Because this is also a reflection of maybe something you've dealt with. But there are different levels of problems across the board. So it can be a severe problem, or it can be a more mild type of problem, or a very instantaneous problem, or a longer issue, or a hidden issue, something that you're dealing with which is hidden, or something they're dealing with which is hidden. But this is more omnipresent, it's more in your face, it's pretty obvious, it's been going on for a long time, and the enemy is getting closer. But there's also karma. It's something they brought themselves into, and something they meant to hurt you, but the way they hurt you meant that somebody took advantage of the situation and hurt them in another way because they wanted control over your person. Could also be connected to the father figure as well. Could be a connection here where they just a pig of a person and didn't like something about the family and wanted to provoke something it's very empty. It's a very empty feeling, very obnoxious, very toxic, very aggressive. Not much to it. There's not much to it except blind aggression. It's blind aggression. It wouldn't have taken much to provoke this person either. It could have been just a success. It could have been that they were a better person or seemed to be a better person, and it was their success, their elevation, anything. It could have been anything that provoked this person. They're so empty. Their soul is so bereft of life, of warmth. There's nothing in this person. Totally nothing. But they don't acknowledge their own weakness because they hide. They make a point to hide. They don't want to be seen to be the bad person. They don't want to be caught. They just want to keep causing trouble. So how do you fit into this? How do you fit into this scenario? How do you fit into this scenario today? Well, you know, you let go of this person, and so you become a A revelation. You become a revelation to this person, to this situation. Funnily enough, you're the one that is going to save this person from this monster. And if you have your own situation, you're saving yourself from a monster. This person wanted to make things hard for you, but because, I don't know, they seem to keep an eye on everybody and everything around your person. They seem to have some idea of you, but you're worthless to them. You're a very low person, so you've always been able to protect yourself from their aggression. Even though you were blinded to it, you didn't know what was going on. You've either seen this person recently, or and there's been a very fast turnover in your association, or it's been a longer term. It says generally overall this is a longer term association, whether you understand it or not. But you're always been looked upon as a bit worthless to this person, so they're becoming less of a problem for you. But not only that, we're not talking about their your situation with whatever you have going on, which is problematic. We're talking about theirs. In terms of their situation with this person, you are always looked upon as a little bit low and not worth their time within the bigger scheme of things. But you're the one who's going to save them. Yeah, there's reconciliation here. And love will save them. And you don't think there'll be a reconciliation at all. You don't think that. Because you know whatever's happening is problematic. You know that. You just don't have physical proof. It's like you've seen a little bit and it was enough for you to totally cut this person off. So whatever is beyond what you saw is much worse than what it seems, because they do have an enemy that they're very, very aware of, and they do have a problem that they're very aware of, and they do have a toxic attitude that they're very aware of, that they haven't lifted themselves out of. So, and it's not made better by their enemy, it's made worse, because the enemy was the one who placed all these toxic individuals around them. And so it's a very constructed situation, and it looks like you're the one who's going to have to save them from it, and it's not your responsibility, but you end up doing that. And as I said, you're the Empress. And so you're going to be the one that, because this person underestimates your strength, this enemy, whether it's your enemy or theirs, but we're talking about them. We're not really talking about your enemy, even though it's always been there. It's omnipresent. We know about your life. You know about your life. But this enemy that they have, which is showing up in the cards, underestimates your power, your strength, your worth to them. They underestimate your worth to them, and they underestimate your power in the world, and they underestimate your spiritual power. And so you will be the one that ultimately saves them from this narc. You will save them. Because the dad or the father figure, whoever it is, the family member, will also do their bit, do their part. But you are the one who will flush out the enemy. You will flush out the enemy. You will do that by bringing them into a state of realization. There will be a reconciliation. I know you don't believe it. I don't believe it because it's so the oppression is so bad in their life. But they will wake up. They will wake up to themselves. And you will be ever so lovely to them, because that's just your nature. And love will save them, because you pull them out of a bad situation. That's what you do. And they feel they can't be a true leader without matching your energy. And your energy is light, it's not dark. And so that's what saves them. At some point, they remember who they were. They remember who they wanted to be, for you particularly. And they become that person. And they just forget about the people that they were involved with, forget about the attitude that they entraps themselves in. They forget about this enemy in their midst. They forget about all the problems that they've been having, because love conquers all. Love conquers all. Okay, so that was your reading. If you enjoyed this reading, please like, share, subscribe and comment. If you would like a personal reading, my details are in the description box below. See you next time.